Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of this channel called Patrick the Runner. My name is Patrick Sheridan and as always I am here to talk to you all about running. Today we are in Newcastle, County Down at Donner Park. You can see the mountains there behind us, so it's a nice scenic setup, and the session I'm doing today is going to be a bit different than what I've been showing you recently. Recently I think you've seen my VO2 max sessions, I suppose, my track sessions and my 5k base sessions and maybe the odd threshold session or two. It's slightly different, as I said, today, and what I'm doing today is I'm going to do 100 meter reps on the grass. I'm going to do 10 by 100 meters specifically of 60 to 75 seconds recovery, and the idea is to get me used to running and familiar with 800 meter paces and below. So I'm going to be doing these 100 meter reps at a bit quicker than my 800 pace. The idea is not to kill myself, but to kind of work on the neuromuscular side of things and get used to running with good biomechanics, get the arm drive going well, get the knees moving high and focusing on good form whilst maintaining high speeds. And also the idea is that the recovery isn't very long, so there probably will be some anaerobic conditioning in there too, because as I said, the short recovery will put a bit of tiredness and fatigue in the legs, probably increase the lactate levels a bit. Yes, the repetitions aren't too far, but again, the idea is to get myself used to running at 800 meter speed and below, but not to kill myself in the process, because we're still only in April, and the idea is to get used to doing the track work and the speed work incrementally and gradually so that I don't get injured, but also I want to prime and condition myself so that I am peaking in the summer in June, July and August. So that's the goal here. It will be an interesting session today. I have a 2 mile warm up to do first, then I'm going to do my usual drills, stretches and strides, which you've seen before, but I'll show a bit again. And that's really the idea here today. It shouldn't kill me, it should feel relatively fatiguing, but as I've said, the idea of this session is also about getting used to the rhythm of running. So it's as much about that rhythm as it is about getting the physiological benefits from the actual session. I hope that makes sense. Hermione here, my wee sister, is going to show as much as she can of the session, so I'm going to try to get the 1,000 meter reps in just so you can see my running form and you can give me a bit of feedback on it. Anyway, you know the drill by now. I'm going to show you as much as I can of my sessions and my training, so if you're enjoying the videos, give them a like, press that subscribe button if you haven't already and you want to see more, and please do leave your comments about the session and about what you think of the videos in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll catch you all soon, but now I'll get warmed up and get going. Alright, so warm up done there, ran just a bit over 15 minutes, just a bit under 2.5 miles, so felt okay. I think these sessions always feel a wee bit tougher probably than you think they're going to, because I have in my head, oh, it's just 1000s, but they're going to be quite quick. Now, as I said before, the session isn't about running them flat out, and also, in case anyone is wondering, I don't know exactly how far 100 meters is in terms of this pitch, but I would guess it's about 20 meters shy of the full length of the pitch, roughly. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Not going to be worrying myself too much about that or timing the reps, because I just know from running roughly how long 100 meters is. And as I said, the idea is just to make sure that the form is good, try to get the knees up, try to get the arms driving, try to just work on my biomechanics, because that is important, so that then when I get on the track it feels that bit easier to run at high speeds, and that's really what it's all about. Also, don't know if I said at the start of the video, to run under 150 for the 800, which is what I want to do, I need to run 13.75 for 8 consecutive 100 meters, and therefore I think I need to get familiar with running at around that pace and a bit quicker, so that on the day I could put them back to back. And I was going to say it doesn't absolutely kill me, it obviously will absolutely kill me to try to do that, but yeah, that's really the goal. Also, I haven't done a session like this in a while, so I feel like when you haven't done a specific type of work in a while, it's probably a good idea that you get used to doing it again. The last time I did this session, actually, it was a complete disaster. I think I did it in about December or something like that. I did 10 100s. I tried to do 10 100s. The track was quite slippy. I didn't have spikes and I fell flat on my face after about the third or fourth one, so I decided to just cut it, I think. and it wasn't a very good session, so hopefully this goes a bit better. The grass is a bit slippy and stuff, so it's not about exploding off at the start or anything like that. It's just about, as I said, getting good speed work in, but it's as much about rhythm as anything else. And yeah, do some more stretches here and then we'll get into it. Okay, so that's the stretches and drills done. I'm gonna go into some strides. Some of those there I'm not sure if I've shown before, but really the idea with those, and I don't profess to be an expert with the stretching and warm-up routine, but the idea really is fast twitch fibre recruitment and getting your body used to that explosive type of work. So that's the idea there. Right, so those first strides are done. Also, I meant to say, I'm going to do 2 by 45 metre sprints before starting, and the idea, again, I've spoken about this before, is speed development. So I like twice a week now to touch base with top end speed, and I think after about 45 metres I'm probably hitting my top speed or at least close to it. And the idea there is just to keep that sharpness up, to work again on the neuromuscular side of things. What I mean by that is just working on the biomechanics and getting your body used to actually running at those top paces, because it's something that you need to train and constantly practice, or else you lose it. So that's the goal there. They'll be off about 2 or 3 minutes recovery, so the idea again is not to fatigue myself too much, but it's just to make sure that that power and explosivity is still there. And then I'll go into the actual session, which is the 10 by 100s, where the goal isn't to hit top speeds, it's just to run at high speeds, but to try to feel relatively relaxed with the short recoveries. Okay, so speed development done there. Some days I feel sharper than others, and I think that just happens in running in life, doesn't it? Some days you feel a wee bit more on it than others, but it was dead on. I think the start was a bit sluggish, but that's also probably just because it's grass and I'm wearing these, which have absolutely zero traction. But it's not really about, you know, being ridiculously quick over the first 10 meters. That's not really what I need. But I do like to, as I said, work on that explosivity and make sure that I am coming out of the blocks fast, even though I don't use blocks. I just want to be a quick starter, because I think it's something that can be a good asset in an 800 meter race. But as I said, that's not really the purpose. It's about hitting top speed after 20, 30, 40 meters, then, you know, getting quicker through each phase and just working on that top end speed. So I think I get good benefits out of doing that, and as I've said before in the channel, I think if you can improve your maximum speed, then it will enhance your ability to maintain sub-maximum speeds for longer periods of time. And yeah, that's just what my thoughts are on that. Okay, so session done. 10 100s off 60 to 75 seconds. Just having a bit of a banana now, trying to get into me as soon as possible after those type of sessions. It felt tough enough. I think, as I said, when you're running at fast paces for roughly 100 meters and you're doing 10 of them basically in a row, it's going to be quite rigorous on your body. So that was good. The grass probably isn't ideal for it, but just can't justify going down to the track all the time when it's an hour away from me. And sometimes I think it's good to mix up the surfaces a bit, and they do say grass can protect you from injuries because there's a bit less wear and tear. So I'm not really sure if that applies to me or not, but anyway, it was a good session. I think I'll get a good benefit from it because, as I said, I haven't done that work in a while, and it's good to get used to running at those quicker paces that I'm going to need in the summer. So look, I hope that all makes sense. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below. Give the video a like, let me know any of your thoughts, and please do press that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, I'm on Instagram at PatrickTheRunner97, so please give me a follow there too, and on Strava at Patrick Sheridan. You can see all my activities. So look, that's us for this week. I'll see you again next week. Thank you very much for tuning in, and see you all soon.